Okay, hi everybody. I finally made it to Miami Beach, and I did have to reschedule my interview, and it turned out that it didn't matter if I was on time or late because they never had me in the system properly. They did not send me more information that I needed to know, which obviously I did not know. They were able to confirm that I never received it, so that I had an unfair disadvantage, and we are rescheduling everything for me. And now that I know what I'm looking for, if I don't get it in the future, for the next interview time, I will call them and say, hey, I don't have blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so it all worked out. Because remember, I didn't really want to do the interview today anyway, so it all worked out. I'm very excited about it. Anyway, this is Miami Beach. I'm actually sitting with my back to the water because if I had you the other way, it's a lot of construction going on. And I thought that you might enjoy looking at the ocean instead. Let's see. Oh, God, so much is happening. I don't even know where to start, but I'm hoping I get this job teaching in Miami. It will not start until next fall. It's through a company called Teaching for America. You do not have to have your teaching credentials to get hired. You actually sign a 2-year commitment with them, and you end up with your credentials when you're done. So I will be earning a modest paycheck. It pays $3,300 a month, which for Miami is not a lot of money, but you can survive. And at the end of 2 years, you have your Florida teaching credentials. So that'll save me $17,000. $17,000. So I thought, you know what? It takes 2 years to do the portion of schooling that I don't have to get my credentials. And I would have to pay $17,000, or I can hire on with this company and not pay $17,000 and spend 2 years regardless. So I hope I get hired. I've heard that they're actually having a hard time finding teachers right now, just because in all sectors of education, as far as elementary, primary education goes, because teachers are not getting paid well, and teachers are an unappreciated profession, and people just don't want to be teachers anymore. There are a lot of other jobs out there with the same qualifications, minus the credentials, with the same qualifications, paying twice as much money. So who in their right mind would want to be a teacher? I've always wanted to be a teacher, so I'm really looking forward to it. So I hope I get hired. I think I will, because they're having such a hard time. I'm teaching with VIP Kid right now, and that is normally, I didn't find this out till after I got hired, but that is normally a 2-month-long process. For me, it was not even a week, because I did so well on my testing and training. I was hired actually less than a week. I turned in my application on Tuesday. I did the training back to back, and I was working on Friday. So, and I've already gotten some additional certifications through them. So I feel like I'm a good teacher. People have told me in the classes that I've taught before that I'm a good teacher. So I hope that's true, because I'm banking on that to get me this position. So, sorry, I'm holding my camera and it's kind of bouncing. So anyway, I hope that that's what happens. I've wanted to do this my entire life. When I was younger, I talked about being a teacher. And then just, life happens, and I was forced into doing other things. When I say forced, family. Family says, no, this is what you're going to do. And when you're 17 and 18 years old, especially in the 70s, now kids are different. But back then, we didn't know we had the option to tell our parents no. We didn't know we had the option. And I'm so glad now that, some kids are just out of control, and two, you know what I'm trying to say, they go against their parents too much maybe, but I'm glad that kids now know that they have a voice even at 17, and they don't have to go into occupations they don't want to go into. I'm 55 years old, and I'm just now going into my dream job. So I could have 30 plus years under my belt now, and I could be one of those complaining about it's time for me to retire. And if I had hired on back then, I'd have a pension and all those things that they don't do anymore. They do, but they're not as good. But that's okay. I really want to teach, and I'm so enjoying what I'm doing through VIP Kid. And it's hard. It's not as easy as you would think it is. It's hard. And not being in person is hard. So I think if I can do that and do as well as I'm doing, I hopefully can go in front of a classroom. Downside, I'm going in through Teach for America. It is absolutely low income, underprivileged, at-risk children. Much harder than walking into what a lot of us are used to. But that's okay. I had a lot of things happening in my life that, while I grew up in a family with money was at our fingertips. In the 70s, my dad was bringing home $3,000 a week. So we had money. He was a blue collar worker, but he owned his own company and did very well. And I had money, but I was raised in one of the worst homes you can imagine as far as abuse goes. So even though I can't relate to financially struggling, I can relate to being in bad situations, and I can relate to having limited options. So I'm hoping that my experiences that I will touch, not literally, that I will touch a child's life and show them and teach them that not to let your circumstances get you behind, not to let your circumstances hold you down, but to overcome them regardless. That you are the only thing holding yourself back. And don't make your situation worse by getting into trouble and doing drugs and getting pregnant. And don't make don't take your situation that was handed to you and by your own hands make it worse. That's the lesson that I'm hoping to convey upon these children. That has been my goal forever. Since I was 14 or 15 years old. That has been my goal of why I want to be a teacher. I want to help children know that they have options regardless of where they are right now. That they have options, and if they work really hard and if they take the time to do their homework, and I mean do the research, there are ways out of whatever situation you are in. It took me, I swallowed that piece of hair. It took me 30 years to figure that out. I was 43 years old when I finally said, you know what? I'm 43. I don't have to do this anymore. And I actually kicked certain people out of my life. People I share blood with. Close blood ties. My life has been going so much better since then. But just because you come to that realization at 43 doesn't mean the next day things are going well. Then I had to learn to be okay with cutting those people out of my life. Then I had to learn how to get out of the situation that I was in, and how to stay out. Everybody can figure out how to get out. It's how to stay out. And that has taken me a long time. So I hope to help these kids that at 55 years old, they're not figuring it out. And it's too late. It's too late for me to do some things that I want to do. But it's not too late. Get it? It's not too late. I may not be a teacher long enough to maybe go up the admin ladder, which I don't know that I really want to do that, but it's not too late for me to be a teacher. It's not too late for me to do anything that I reasonably want to do. Let's see, Jesse, thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, I agree. It is not too late to follow your dreams. So everybody, thank you for watching. And there is, I don't know which beach I'm at. Sabrina, you can, Allison Beach, Allison Park, something like that, Addison. But this is the beach. I'm getting ready to stick my toe in the water because, I lived in Southern California for, 17 years? I hated the water there. Let's walk down to the water. Woohoo! And see what the temperature is. The water there was so cold. Let's see. This is a little cold, but oh my God. Yeah, it's a little cold to me. But it is still warmer than it ever was even during the hot season in Southern California. Okay, Sabrina says that's North Beach, part of Miami. Yay! So if I do get this job, I'm moving to Miami. I will probably call on Sabrina to find out what neighborhoods I should look at and live in for the income that I have. That'll be a little ways down the road. Like I said, they're hiring for the semester starting in 2018, fall semester, but I would have to go through training starting in June or July. It's 5 week, I'm told, intense training. So I'd have to move there like then. So hopefully I get the job and I'm moving to Miami. And I already have a friend here if I do. I'm not moving someplace totally alone. So anyway, guys, I was on here much longer than I intended to be, but I think I got into a pretty decent discussion. And y'all, I love you all. And I'm not just saying that, I really do. Oh my gosh, this new adventure, it's scary. I'm 55 years old and a half. I just had my half birthday. So I'm 55 years old, but I'm a very young 55. I have that going for me. And I am so looking forward to life. Honestly, for the first time in my life, I'm looking forward to the future and not just getting by. So y'all keep me in your thoughts and send me all your well wishes that you can, because I'm going to need it. It's not going to be easy. I have age against me. I'm up against a lot of young kids fresh out of school. So keep me in your thoughts. And when I cry, oh, this is so hard, kick me in the butt and remind me that I can do this. Okay? Thanks, guys. I will talk to you all later. Thank you. Bye-bye.